44S. He has to win this heat for his chance to go for 5 laps for $500 in the Parts Plus Auto Stores Modified Dash for Cash. Jerry Northrup and Dick Sundgren, your front row, take them down through turn number 3. Through 3, they start to pick up the pace. Looking into turn number 4, green flag is out, and Sundgren jumps out to the early lead as they enter turn number 1. Mr. Ford Power, Mike Coulston, making the power move on the high side. Jerry Northrup holds him off. Northrup stays there in second. Coulston running the high groove. Clapperton on the low side. Remember, Mike Clapperton in that battle for the title, as he's only 11 points out of the title. And Jim Whitco Jr. around in front of Robbie Green, and that's going to bring out a caution period. Caution lined up. We're ready to go back to green flag racing. Green flag is out. We're racing down into turn number 1, and Mr. Ford Power takes the early lead as the restart comes out. And here comes Mike Clapperton working the low side of Sundgren. Sundgren trying to close back in on Coulston. Sundgren desperately wants to win this heat. Down into turn number 3, it's Sundgren in the 44S. In second, Clapperton in third. Your race leader, Mike Coulston, car number 50. Jim Whitco Sr. in fifth now, running up with Northrup. Here comes Rudalavich in the 112 and the 69 of Robbie Green. Robbie Green shaking down a brand new race car. Jerry Northrup on a long slide. Robbie Green, great job saving that one. Mike Coulston opening up a commanding race lead now with 5 laps down, 3 laps to go. Coulston the leader, Sundgren in second, Clapperton in third. Sundgren pushing up just a little bit, Clapperton getting by on the low side. Now Sundgren battling back on the high side. White flag out for Mike Coulston. '51 of Mike Coulston comes down and takes the checkered flag. Mike Clapperton finishes second. Racing action here tonight on Parts Plus Auto Stores Season Championship night for the Modifieds. The pace car pulling down into the infield. We're ready to go racing with the 3X of Ron Mawson Jr., the 15 of Glenn Knapp on the front row. They close them up down into turn number 3, getting set to turn them loose in turn number 4. It's time to turn up the wick, hit the gas, and go racing. And Mr. Ford Power, Mike Coulston, hooking right up onto the back bumper of Butch Tittle already. Here's Mike Clapperton down on the inside, gaining several positions. And Mike Clapperton running side by side with the 44S of Dick Sundgren. Glenn Knapp out as the race leader. Here comes Sundgren up through the middle, splitting the distance between Clapperton and Mawson Jr. Ron Mawson Jr. ducking up on the high side. But right now, Glenn Knapp, Dan Heinlein running away with the race so far into turn number 1. Here comes Sundgren. Mawson Jr. pushes way up high, trying to get back down in the racing group. 3 wide at the back of the pack. That's Olinsky running with Rudalavich and the 880 of Davenport. Tim Olinsky trying to pick his way up through traffic. .169 of Jim Whitco Sr. looks like a tire going down on the 169, and caution out on the speedway. Your race leader, Glenn Knapp, electing to start down low. That puts Dan Heinlein up on the high side, and we're going to be ready to go racing once again. Down in the infield goes the pace car. Glenn Knapp has the field into turn number 3. He's turning up the wick in turn number 3. Gets way down on the hub, and everybody checking up finally getting going. Glenn Knapp trying to protect the low line. Here comes Heinlein battling right up underneath him. The M16 of Mike Clapperton and the 5S of Olinsky getting tangled up with the 112 of Jeff Rudalovich. Olinsky coming to a stop in turn number 2. That's going to bring out a caution. Here comes the 160. Time to turn up the wick and go racing once again, and Glenn Knapp going for the lead. Knapp, Heinlein, and Clapperton side by side through the turns. Oh, Mawson getting together with Larry Croker, the 24 of Jim Whitco Jr., and the rest of the field scattering. The field bunching up as they go down the backstretch. Into turn number 3 and 4 they go. Clapperton was ready for Knapp's start. Knapp coming through and takes the lead once again. Mike Clapperton there in second with Heinlein, and third is the field. Works their way through the turn. Here comes Mike Coulston. Banzai move in turn 2. Coulston now up to second. Trying to make the high line work around Heinlein, and he's not going to quite get that done. Now Coulston running side by side with Dan Heinlein. Glenn Knapp continues to hold off the M16 of Clapperton, the 98.5 of Heinlein, and the 51 of Coulston. Bush Tittle running side by side with Dick Sundgren. 3J of Chuck Akulis working the low side now. So you got a pair of 3Js running nose to tail, running the low groove. Akulis in the white car. The orange-colored 3J is Dick Longstreet. Knapp running in the middle of the groove. Clapperton trying to make it stick down low. And Mike Coulston working hard. The car is hooked up and hauling. Right now, Coulston in car number 51, working his way, trying to get around the M16 of Clapperton. Clapperton looking at the low side on Knapp. Field working their way into turn number 3. Once again, Glenn Knapp. '97 Carl Reynolds heading pit side. Glenn Knapp in the 15 continues to be the race leader. Mike Clapperton running in second, and Mike Coulston in third. Clapperton working the low side now on Knapp. Knapp is losing the battle as they go down out of the turns. Clapperton closing in at the turns. Knapp holds it going in. Coulston going around the high side. He's past Clapperton. Coulston going for the lead. Caution on the speedway. The 29 of John Sidlecki. Another car already in September 26th and 27th. Right now, the Mike Slarcic Chevrolet pace car is pulled in the infield. We're ready to go racing as Glenn Knapp has turned up the wick. So has the two Mikes, Clapperton and Coulston. And everybody working for racing room coming out of turn number 4. And we're racing. Coulston on the high side, Knapp on the low side. Battle for the lead coming out of turn 4. Mike Coulston has taken the lead. Mike Coulston, your race leader. One over the bank car, over the bank on the high side. He went very slowly. It was a slow roll on off. Now complete 50 laps to complete race distance here tonight at 5 Mile Point Speedway, the home speedway of the Southern Tier. The pace car pulls in. We're ready to go racing. Mike Coulston, your race leader. Glenn Knapp on the high side. Clapperton right behind Coulston. They turn it up. We're ready to go racing. Dick Sundgren into the wall down in turn number 4. Jeff Rudalovich was bouncing around. Dan Heinlein off. flag out on the racing surface, and Mike Clapperton getting by Glenn Knapp. Clapperton now in second, Coulston up front. Another car coming back out on the racing surface, Jim Whitko in the 169, ready to rejoin the racing actions. They're three wide, Olinsky, Whitko Jr., and Davenport going down to turn number one. And Whitko Jr. pushing way up high. Coulston running a high line. Clapperton running a low line. Knapp right in the middle of the track. Here comes Butch Tittle now working his way, trying to get around Glenn Knapp. Here comes Chuck Akulis as he battles with Butch Tittle. Coulston and Clapperton separating themselves from the third place running Glenn Knapp, fourth place Butch Tittle as they continue to circulate the speedway. 18 laps now complete. Tittle by Knapp now. Tittle in third, Knapp back to fourth. Here comes Chuck Akulis trying to make the low groove work. Can't get the pass made that time by. Coulston, your leader. Clapperton in second. The Z car of Tittle third. And Chuck Akulis now trying to work around the high side of Glenn Knapp in the number 15. You got the 3J of Longstreet, the 1A of Marcinko. Robbie Green up having a good run, as is the 94 of Ralph Mealy. Tittle starting to reel in the leaders. He's closing in the gap as Coulston continues to show the way. And the leaders down in turn number two, Coulston, Clapperton, and Tittle. Car on the move, Dick Longstreet in the 3J, the orange striped 3J as he works on team car 3J of Chuck Akulis. Marcinko slow on the high side in the 1A. Marcinko trying to make his way into the pit area and does. No caution. Good job by Dick Marcinko. It'll be halfway this time by, 25 down and 25 to go, as Mike Clapperton now works the low side on Mike Coulston. Leaders now working into lap traffic, going by Brent Tittle in the Z2. Coulston continuing to hold on. Clapperton makes the move going underneath, not able to hold it. Coming through the turn, there's Butch Tittle in the Z car, still in third. Glenn Knapp doing a great job holding on in fourth. Chuck Akulis is in fifth. Clapperton and Coulston running near side by side through the turns. And Clapperton closing in once again, trying to make the move. And Coulston holding him off as they come out of the turn. Turn two, we got a car around, the 24 of Jim Whitko Jr. around. That's going to bunch up the field and erase the advantage that Clapperton and Coulston had. 22 laps will do the rest of tonight's Parts Plus All Stores Modified Season Championship. As the field pulls into turn number three, the pace car is in. Coulston turns up the wick, Clapperton staying right there with him. Butch Tittle comes along and the green is out. And looks like three wide out of turn number two. The three J's are on the outside, the Z2 on the inside. New leader come by on lap number 29. That was Mike Clapperton in the M16. This time by, it'll be 30 laps down with 20 to go. Mike Clapperton out front in the Quickway Convenience Stores M16. Coulston in second, Tittle in third, Knapp closing in on Tittle now in fourth. Coulston runs fifth, Longstreet in sixth, Mealy seventh, Robbie Green battling with Jeff Rudalovich in a battle for eighth. Mike Coulston slowing a little bit out on the track now as Butch Tittle working in on the low side. Tittle now going by Coulston in turn number 3. Deer Point's leader now up to second. Glenn Knapp up to third with Coulston going by in fourth. Problem developing on Mike Coulston's number 51. Maybe a tire heading south on the 51. And Mike Clapperton and Coulston having a problem with the 3J. And Mike Clapperton extending out his lead. Coulston slows up on the high side and caution on the speedway. Green will be joining up with the pack once they come by in turn number 4, so we are told. M16 of Clapperton coming around. The green is out. We're racing. Glenn Knapp diving low, trying to get by Tittle as they go into turn number 1. And 69 of Rob Green back out. He's ready to go racing once again. M16 of Clapperton, the Z-car of Tittle, 15 of Knapp continue to battle down through the turns. Coulston battling with his team car of Longstreet. And Rudalovich coming up through too. So now you've got all three Rudalovich racing machines running nose to tail. Longstreet, Coulston, and Rudalovich. And once again, Clapperton opening up some distance on second place, Butch Tittle. Coulston side by side with Longstreet out of turn number 4. They continue to run, and Coulston ahead just a little bit at the line. And Coulston taking a position from Longstreet. Longstreet battling right back at him. M16 of Clapperton continues to open up the lead. 10 more laps to go. Clapperton, Tittle, Knapp, Coulston, and Longstreet, your top 5. And right now, Clapperton with a straightaway lead on second place, Butch Tittle. Working lap number 41 coming down this time. There'll be 8 to go. Coulston trying to work his way up through the field. And the leader once again going to catch up to the back of the pack. Quickway Convenience Stores, M16 of Mike Clapperton coming around and leading with just 7 laps to go this time. Clapperton continuing to hold up a stern pace with Tittle running second, Glenn Knapp running comfortably in third. Then it's a little ways back to Coulston in fourth. Top 5 being rounded out by Dick Longstreet. 5 this time, Joe. M16 of Clapperton with 5 to go. The Z2 of Brent Tittle slowing down. Falling into line behind Butch. Then Glenn Knapp there in third. more circuits for the M16 of Mike Clapperton. And Ralph Mealy around in turn number 2. That's going to set up 3 neighbors. Listen to them come. The modifieds ready to go. Settle this one here tonight. Nat battling with the coolest. Here comes Longstreet on a tear out of turn number 2. Right now, Clapperton holds on to the lead. 2 more times to go for Mike Clapperton. Butch Tittle sits there in the Z car. The 3J of the coolest, the 15 of Knapp, the 3J of Longstreet. And Coulston coming up through, running side by side with Mike Coulston. White flag on the speedway. Down the backstretch they go for the final time into turn number 3. It's Clapperton, Tittle, and Akulis coming out of turn number 4 for the checkers. Mike Clapperton, your race winner. Butch Tittle, the 1997 modified champion. Chuck Akulis finishes 3rd. Glenn Knapp 4th, and the 3J of Dick Longstreet came up just a little bit short in the final tally, but he's getting out of the car. Let's have a big hand for Mike Clapperton, your winner tonight on Parts Plus Auto Stores Season Championship Night. And Mike Clapperton working on getting all the safety gear off. He's got his crew members out here with some dry towels and everything else, a little bit of sweat, a whole lot of work, and a whole lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner on Parts Plus Auto Store Season Championship Night. Let's have a big hand for Mike Clapperton. Mike, I'll tell you, you did everything you had to do out there tonight. You went and won the race, but come up just a little bit short in the final tally for the championship. Still, a great run out there.
Yeah, the car was working good, and once we got it rolling, it kept right on going. But yeah, we did what we had to do, and we come up probably 5, 6 points short, something like that. But that's probably better than I actually probably figured starting out the year. I mean, you always hope for to win the whole thing, but
Okay, well, they finally got me here tonight, Mike. I'll tell you, Butchie, we're going to have fun with him in just a minute. But right now, definitely a great 1997 season for you.
Oh yeah, it's been better than I expected down here, and we're doing pretty good at Afton, so it's been a good year, and this is a heck of a way to cap it off down here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Parts Plus All Star Season Championship Night, Mike Coulston, or Mike Clapperton, and track champion.